guys, welcome back to my channel. I was just thinking that I had never did a video about why I am doing the bees. Well, I've always kind of been interested in the bees, but when I was small, those big bumblebees, my mother always said, if one of those things sting you, you'll die. So that kind of made me a little afraid of bees. But then as I got older, I found out and there were different types of bees, and people had backyard bees in their yard, honeybees. So when I started noticing in my garden that I didn't see a lot of bees, I started thinking that maybe I should get a hive and put it in my backyard. Well, I live kind of close to people, so I'd been a little hesitant, but I've been on this property for a little over 4 years, and it's quite a bit of space. So I was thinking, well, maybe I could get a hive out here, but I was a little intimidated about getting bees because I know nothing about taking care of bees. So about a year ago, I met my niece's significant other, and he said that he knew about bees. And I said, great. I said, I'd like to get some bees. Will you help me? Well, first season didn't get started, and I didn't push it because I was still a little nervous. So then he asked, could he put a couple of hives in my yard? And I said, sure. So when he put the hives in the yard, I said, this doesn't seem too bad. They don't seem to be going too far. So I said, I would like to get my own hive. So he said, okay, I'll teach you everything you need to know. And he said, I'll send you an email of the things that you need to get. So he did that. I ordered everything. And then there was the people that he got his bees were it kind of ran out. You know, that's one thing you'll see. I don't know whether they had a big order, so they didn't have enough. So I told him, well, I need to get a nuke. I don't know whether you know, a package is a group of package of bees. It's like a box. They call it a package, but it's just bees and a queen. But when you get a nuke, it's like 5 frames. You have some honey, you have the queen bee, and the babies, unhatched babies in there. I can't think of the name right now, but brood. So we got that, and I put them in. It's been 10 days. He said he'd be back in 7. Well, I didn't hear from him. So I wanted to make sure that they had enough space, because if they don't have enough space, they will leave and my money will go flying in the air. So I had been kind of wanting to go in there. So my son came by and said he wanted to see them. So we just lifted up the top, and I could see that they were building comb. It's a little slit in the top, and I could see that they were building comb up there. So I was afraid that they were kind of running out of space. So today I decided to go in there and see if they had empty frames in there. Well, I see everyone online using a smoker. The smoker is supposed to calm the bees. I have never lit one of these before, so I am doing what I've seen people do. And one thing that I was a little concerned about is because they tell you don't have a hot fire, because a hot fire can damage your bees. So I don't know whether I was doing it right or not, so I was a little nervous about this. One beekeeper said the more you go into the hive, the less nervous you'll be, so get in there. This was a long walk because I was a little afraid of how the bees were going to do, whether I was going to have problems opening it. But I was determined to give it a try. Now this smoker, it seems like a lot more smoke was coming out of mine than I've seen online. Also, the wind was blowing, so every time I would puff smoke, it will go someplace that I didn't want it to go. So I would puff it again, and then I was feeling like I was putting too much smoke. So I said, well, let me just go on and see what I can see. Now I got the first frame up and I could see nothing was on it. Then I lifted up the next one, nothing was on it, because we have it was three frames on that side and two on the other side, and I could see on that third one that there were bees on it. So, and it was kind of stuck to the other one, so I had to loosen it up before I could pull it out. And every time I would puff the smoke, the wind would blow it, and I would have to puff again so the bees would get out the way, because I didn't want to crush any of them. Well, they are working, but I don't understand why they're building the comb that funny looking way that it is. But I guess I'll find out eventually. Now, after I seen that those first couple of frames were empty, I felt like I didn't need to do any more, because it was a little cool, the wind was blowing, and I had seen enough. And so I just scraped off the top. Here is the wax that they had started building on the top of the frame. I scraped it all off, and that was all. I knew that they had enough space to keep on working for a while. I was feeling like we've had quite a few rainy days and not a lot of flowers in bloom. I have a few in my yard and the dandelions, but I was thinking, I'm hoping that's the reason why they're not getting as much done as I felt like they should have gotten done in these 10 days. So that's my bee story. I am pretty happy. Even after going in that hive, I'm very excited about them, and I just can't wait to learn more. So there will be continuation about the bee story, my bee journey, but until now, this is Lady P from my backyard. Peace and love. Until next time, I'm out.